want to talk about a pressing issue that's been plaguing many of my friends and many close co-workers and Americans throughout the country. This issue that I want to speak to you guys about is how we've allowed the elite, we've allowed the wealthy class to brainwash us into thinking that we're spending too much on the middle class and giving out too much money to people who are on welfare or people who need food stamps to survive because they're in a dire situation and money is low. But that is entirely false. And I want to show you guys what a debate between a liberal atheist and a conservative Christian looks like. Hey Bob, I want to discuss something with you today, if you don't mind. We've been friends for a while, and we've avoided talking about politics and religion, but I think it's time we get to talk about that together as friends. Is that okay with you?
I don't see why not.
What you want? Go ahead. Well, Bob, the other day I saw your Facebook post that said there are millions of Americans that are sucking off the government's tit and using up welfare, and they don't want to ever contribute to their lives or back to the country, and you called them all lazy. But I want to address that. That's far from true.
Well, you live son of a bitch. This is why I didn't want to talk to you about this kind of shit. I listen to Bill O'Reilly, I listen to Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and he says that there are too many lazy people who need to make America great again and stop using up my tax money.
It's funny you say that, Bob. You want to know who's actually using up your tax money? The government spent $700 billion on a bailout known as TARP. What this is designed for, Bob, is to help lift up large car companies and banks, financial companies, after they make risky financial decisions and almost go bankrupt. And we reward them by giving them all this money. They're too big to fail. They're too big to fail. We can't just let them crash. The economy will crash. Bob, they're not too big to fail. It's just a ploy for them to keep their money. It's a way for them to keep their money and not have to go bankrupt. But we just should let big companies go bankrupt because it's ruining our economy. And another thing they don't tell you about is how we really spend our budget. What is our discretionary budget spending? And according to this chart, Social Security and unemployment, 3% of our GDP. Housing and community, 6% of our GDP. Veterans benefits, 6% of our GDP. But wait, aren't veterans important? Aren't so many veterans suffering from PTSD and going untreated? And we need to focus on helping our veterans, but no, they don't care about them after they come back from the war, they just care about them going to war. Medicare and health, 6% of our GDP. Education, 6% of our GDP. Oh, but wait, what is this? Military, 54% of our GDP. That's two times more than the thing I just listed. Even if we cut military spending in half or a third, that leaves plenty of spending for the military, and we have money to spend on us, on programs that we need. They're lying to you. All that money is going into the pockets of these defense contractors. It's a lie. It's all a lie. It's for the military-industrial complex. Even if we cut military spending by half, or just cut it by a third, we still outspend the number 2 biggest military in the world by like 2 or 3 times. We don't need all that military power. We need to draw back. We need to bring our troops back from the Middle East. We need to stop with this foreign interventionism. That's where all our money is also going.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it. La 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 la. I don't want to hear it. I don't. That's fucking lies. Liberal propaganda. Get that shit out of my face.
Bob, listen. I'm not lying to you. I have the facts, okay? I've researched. You can do it too. Alright, this is the website I used. This is the exact article I used. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. These are the facts. Look, I did the research on it. And yet another example, Bob, are these two companies called Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. The government promised them $200 billion to cover up their losses after they messed up and went back. Why should we pay for their mistakes? And if we do pay for their mistakes, then they should own up and say, yes, it was our fault. And they should accept that this is a form of government welfare. They are also taking welfare. They are also taking money from the government. They're also mooching off the government over mistakes they've made.
Well, I just don't know. I don't know.